Hey y'all, so today I am back with another video about my art, specifically my paintings, and I wanted to come to y'all and show y'all my progress because your girl been working, okay? So I'm about to show y'all, I have like a whole bunch of paintings over here. I'm about to show y'all my progress from last semester to this semester that I just finished. I've only been painting these 2 semesters. Last semester was my intro to painting class, and then this semester, of course, I took painting too. So yeah. Other than that, I go to Rutgers Newark. I am not a art major anymore, but I can get into that in another video because that is a long story, and if y'all want to know about my school journey, then leave a comment below because let me tell y'all. Anyways, so let's get right into the video. Starting off with, so this is my first painting. My professor decided that she wanted us to paint on cardboard, and we had to set up a still life, which I don't really like doing still lifes, but as a beginner painter, like, that's the easiest, I guess, for us. So we had to set up a still life and translate it into value scale, the colors that we actually seen. I didn't like it, so then after that one, we were able to do anything we wanted. So I wanted to do portraits, which I really like drawing. So I didn't know how hard it would be doing a painting portrait, but I decided to go with it. This is a portrait of my boyfriend. My favorite thing about this is the mouth, which I get so many compliments on it. I don't know how I did it, but other things I could work on, obviously the nose, the skin tone, it looks too gray, and yeah, so this was the beginning of my portraits. Next, we have a portrait of my baby self. This is one of my favorite baby pictures. It was Thanksgiving at my papa's house in Texas, and these stickers are actually real. I can actually put a clip of, a screenshot of the picture, and from here to the last one of my boyfriend, I really seen progress. I think this one, I learned a lot, so I learned so much from that last one, and I decided to just try to like push the limits and see what I could do and not be kind of scared. And after that, we were given a project to recreate a painting that we had to select from. I chose Amy Sherrill's painting, The Fabric. That's really good. That's one of my favorites, especially like in here. The face, not so much. The face was a little bit challenging for me because it was before I got into like really good brushes, and it just doesn't look okay. Like the eyes are just like out there. I like it overall because this is the first time I started experimenting with fabric and clothing. So now I'm going to get into my painting 2 class. This was this past semester that I just finished. It was more of like a freer class. Like, we were told that we had to create a series from something that we wanted, so I chose to do a series of portraits. Obviously, what I did was basically was about extreme shadows, and once you see it, you'll kind of get the idea of it. But all of my professors that I've had so far in art always tell me to push the shadows, push the darkness, so that this is sort of me like, okay, I'm pushing it so far that it's like engulfed by solid color. I can show y'all better than I can tell y'all, and these are in order. So this is my first one. I think from here to my last one in painting, I don't know where this came from, but I'm super proud of this one. I think everything works so nicely. The orange, the black and white down here, which is the fabric, but I decided to go with something very solid like the background, and I didn't want it to look like it was like 3D on her, like it was just laying there, because her face, which is a self-portrait, is very realistic compared to everything else. Next, I have this one. Not my favorite, but there's something about this that's very calm and just, yeah, very calm. There was a lot of skin. I could have probably emphasized the planes of the face more. There's just like a lot, like right here it gets kind of lost right here. In this area, like you can see the highlights and stuff, like where the cheeks are, but down here it's just kind of like flat and just like skin tone, not really anything. So now onto my favorite one of the whole entire series. I don't know where this came from. I don't know my inspiration. I don't know. I just decided I was gonna sit down and paint, and this is what came about. I think I just really love the color and the emotion that the whole painting is giving. She's very pretty, even though I know it's a self-portrait, but I didn't really plan on them being self-portraits. It was just that my face is always here, so I felt like it was easier for me to just snap a picture and then just use myself as like a reference more so than like trying to recreate my face. So anyways, this, like, she's really pretty to me. You can tell that it's just like very calming and sensual, and very girly. I don't know, I really love it. I love the detail. I love how big the face is. I love the fact that it's on a square canvas. Sorry, I had to make sure that it's on a square canvas. I love the lips. I love the exploration of the colors, which, like, using pinks and blues and stuff. This is my least favorite one out of the series. This actually, I started this after the light blue one, but I did not finish the like second to last because I was just putting it off so much. I just don't like it. I couldn't get the nose right. That was one thing that kept bothering me. So I paint over it and then redo it. I've redone the nose like 3 times. The facial expression I don't like. The pose I don't like. The amount of space up here I don't like. But something good about it is that I learned from this, and I learned what I don't like to see in my paintings. Something to like avoid, some things to avoid. So I guess it was a good learning lesson. And then another thing I like is the color that I chose, which is different from all the other colors, I feel like. But I actually mixed this color myself, and it came out so rich, and I'm like really proud of myself for mixing such a color like this. Next is this beauty. She is vibrant and fun and eclectic. For me, this looks more characterized, like illustrated, than my other ones. Like, it's less realistic and more like trying to capture a certain feel. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm explaining this the right way, but overall I'm very pleased with this. I love the color, which I mix on my own as well, which all these colors I mix on my own. Then for my last 2, I started experimenting, and this is Miss Red. I decided to experiment with the mediums that I was playing with in the other ones, but actually like play with it this time. I used a palette knife and just went over it with gloss medium, and then I wanted it to like fade out into that solid red color like everything else, like all the other ones, sorry. And this one I really experimented with like the use of my color, like you can see in the nose and then the lips, right here. Like, I just feel like it was more playful, and I kind of just wasn't afraid to like go there, if you know what I mean. And then for my last one of my series, this is a portrait of me and my boyfriend. I chose to use yellow because it was such a good time, and yellow just made the painting pop so much more. In terms of the actual face structures, I would say that they could use a little bit more work, but because like this draws your eye everywhere, it was less attention on the actual like on how realistic the face looked and more on like the whole composition. And another thing that was a little bit different about this one is that for the other ones I used the solid colors as the shadows, but this one the picture was so bright because it was in like a dark area with the bright flash on the phone, so it was more highlights than shadows. So I wanted to really emphasize the highlights in this one, other than the other than the shadows. And then I chose to make our clothing yellow as well, just so it'd be like really engulfing like everywhere. And I think it gives a very interesting narrative. Seeing a black male in yellow, it's just like pushing the limits of what is feminine, which, being a feminist, I really try to engage in those conversations with him, with other men, with other women, that it's okay. So there you have it. There's some of my paintings from last semester, this semester. Like I said, all the paintings are in order, so not only is this you seeing my paintings, but you're also seeing the growth, my exploration, and I hope this really helps someone with their inspiration and just seeing like my growth, so it makes you know that like you can get there. Like from where I started with that first portrait of my boyfriend and then where I ended at with my most recent, it's such a big difference between 2 semesters. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I will be back with another video.